This is our home on a typical day. Mess everywhere, and sometimes it's too overwhelming to even know where to start. And this is the Dreame Aqua10 Ultra Roller, an incredible robot vacuum and mop that has state-of-the-art technology to be able to navigate all the obstacles that I have out here, a giant roller to quickly mop this entire floor, and 30,000 Pascal of suction power to really deep clean the home. Now, sometimes having a robot vacuum is just so nice because I can hit a button and it helps me get the cleaning going and helps me motivated to get cleaning. So we're gonna see how that works today. Huge thank you to Dreame for sponsoring this video. Let's get started. To get ready for cleaning, we just need to fill up the water tank. Then in here we have the dust bag where that's automatically going to be filled up from the robot. And then in here we have the two options for your cleaning solution. So over here we have the pet odor solution. So this is pet friendly, great to have around to keep those odors away. And then over on this side, we're going to fill it with the multi-surface floor cleaner. Slide that back in. Now over here, it does come with a replacement dustbin as well as a cleaning brush to help keep the robot clean, which you won't have to change the dustbin for 100 days. Now taking a look at the Aqua10 Ultra Roller here, you can see that it has this awesome lifting technology. More on that. Also here, the LiDAR navigation system on top is able to go up and down, so this can get super thin to get under your different dressers and other things you have. And then it's using a dual camera here. We'll get to that in a second. But the big star of the show down here is the amazing Ultra Roller. Just look how massive that is. And there's this really cool feature where if you mop and then you go over carpet, it has a cover that can slide over so the roller is not going to be touching the carpet at all. And then here we have this dual brush design as well as a side brush that can extend to pull in all the extra hair. And when it's done cleaning, it's gonna come back to the thermo hub where it's going to take a hot bath and turn up the temperature to 100 degrees Celsius or 212 degrees Fahrenheit to clean that roller to get it perfectly sanitized for the next cleaning. But first we're going to take a look at the OmniSight 2.0, which allows this to navigate around all these different obstacles. And now it's using a combination of three different things. First, we have the stereo vision, which has 160-degree high-resolution cameras that can see and detect different objects. Next, we have the 360-degree retractable LDS sensor that's going to be able to navigate and see around. And then over here on the side, we have the stereo edge. So this is going to be able to get right up close to objects navigating around them without bumping into them. And with all three of those, they have also upgraded their Astrovision, which is an NVIDIA-powered obstacle intelligence system. So it's going to be able to see around these objects and make a clear path to getting the floor completely clean. I have now gone through the Dreame app and mapped out where the robot can go. It automatically figured out all these rooms and I just merged some and divided some. Now we are ready to start a cleaning. We're going to vacuum and mop this messy area.
Start zoned cleaning. Start cleaning mop pads.
The roller pad is washed and it's ready to get cleaning. All right, the first obstacle it approaches is the tiny car and it sees it, slows down, and doesn't run over it. That's the new OmniSight System 2.0 at work. And right there, you can also see the upgraded roller mop extend, so it's able to get really close up to different objects as it is out mopping. And here with all kind of obstacles in the way, it had no problem getting around those. And there you can see the stereo edge. It gets right up next to it and follows as close as it can. And here we have a good example of that nice wide roller and how much it is able to clean. We already have people trying to make a mess over here, but it is getting the job done. And here, one of the worst obstacles that you would want to have in your home, and it's able to see it, no problem. As well as the socks, easily stops, and then the cords, always a problem around the home. And here as it gets close, able to see that as well and navigate around it flawlessly. There are 12 nozzles of water that are ensuring consistent wetness on the roller, and it is 10¼ inches wide, so a very wide roller. And then it has 32 levels of wet control, so you can really make it just a little bit wet or very wet depending on how much soil is on the floor to clean up.
Cleaning completed. Returning to the dock to charge.
Another feature of the roller is fluff roll. So while it is cleaning, it's actually changing the direction of the roller to really get deep into different cracks and crevices that you have on the floor. So it's not always just spinning one way, but it's able to go the other way to really get that deep clean. The great thing about this is it's an always fresh roller pad. So as it is cleaning, it has streams of water that's also be spraying on the roller pad so that it's continuous clean. It's not just one pad that keeps mopping the floor, but as it's cleaning, it's getting cleaned as well. And there, the Aqua10 Ultra Roller passes the obstacle avoidance test. Now let's take a look at that roller before it's cleaned. So it's nice and damp there, and you can see there's not too much gunk on it because it's cleaning, and it's able to scrape it and pull all of the dirt that is on the roller into the tank here. So then it's going to take that and empty that into the dirty water bin here. And we can actually see how much water it was able to pick up. By pulling this out, you can see all of the gross water in there that it's going to empty out.
Used water tank of the robot installed.
So just in that small area, I was able to get quite a bit. But now let's clean this.
Start cleaning. After completing mop washing, robot will resume cleaning task.
Now after it's back at the all-in-one power dock, it is turning on the hot air drying. So it's going to keep that roller pad very dry, so it's not going to have any buildup or a mildew or anything like that. And then it'll be ready for the next cleaning. Now after mopping, you do need to come in here and empty the dirty bin. We'll do that after it cleans a little bit more. And in here, you can see that that bag is now full, and it also has hot air drying in there to help disinfect anything that is in the dust bag. Now that that has been cleaned here, let's take a look at the roller, and that is nice and warm and very fluffy after the cleaning. So that is great. That, again, 10¼ inch roller pad, gonna clean the floor in no time. Once it starts cleaning, it makes me think I should probably pick these up and so we can have a full cleaning. So I'll get that cleaned up, but it's time to see how this does when we go over to carpet. In this zone, it's first going to mop the floor, and then it's gonna go to the carpet, and pay attention that you can see how it's mopping right now. Now, when it goes over carpet, it has the world's first roller guard. So it actually has a guard that flips up over the roller pad so that it doesn't get the carpet wet at all. And there you can see that roller guard has engaged. So there's no wet part that is covering it. It didn't have to go back and drop off the mop pad or anything like that. Super quick and easy to go from cleaning the floor to cleaning the carpet without getting the carpet wet at all. And now that it's on the carpet, it's using the 30,000 Pascal Vormax suction and Hyper Stream Detangling DuoBrush. So this is able to get all of the hair picked up with that side brush, and then it is able to really get deep in the carpet, picking up all those different dust mites to have it fully clean. It has now finished vacuuming in both directions, so we have a really deep clean. Let's see what it picked up. So in here, you can see that no hair was tangled there. If we look inside the brushes here, you can see that it has this flow where as it picks up hair, it's able to send it this way because it's not connected on this side, and it is able to then pull all of it in there so that it all goes into the dustbin, which is awesome. And I love this Detangling DuoBrush that is able to pick up all of that dirt and stuff on the floor and put it right into the dustbin. And taking a look at the on-robot dustbin, there you can see all that it picked up. Who would have thought all of that dirt was just in this little tiny carpet? That did an excellent job of picking up the dirt. Now we're gonna send this back to empty that into the Powerdock dustbin. Now when entering other rooms, you may have an area where you have a threshold. So I only have a little bit of a carpet threshold here, but you may have something like this where you have a little bit of a step that it needs to go up. Well, with the ProLeap technology, it's able to go up to a 80mm threshold. So with 2 steps here, it can go up one and then go up the next. Here we have about a 2-inch threshold that needs to go up to, and it could almost go up to a total of 3 with the 2 different steps, really making it so it can get anywhere in your home if you do have anything like this that it might need to pass by. Now taking a look at the robot here, you can see the 3-wheel system that it's going to be able to utilize to be able to work its way over those thresholds. Let's see it in action. Now to get over this threshold, it's using the triple wheel AquaRoll chassis. So it's going to use a combination of balancing the wheels up and down to be able to push itself over. Now I know this is just a little demo here with some boards, but that did awesome. It picked up so high, got over there no problem, and made it all the way to the end. Now if you do have a slope up with a hard drop off, that's not going to work. But here, if you have kind of two slopes up to that, about 3 inches is going to be flawless. So very good job, Aqua10 Ultra. And it's off to clean the floor. Oh man. Now, as it's going around the room, it has what is called VersaLift Navigation 360 scanning and low profile cleaning. So as it's going around the bookcase here, it's able to see if it can fit under there. It looks like it's not able to get quite under this one, but in other scenarios, it will drop the LiDAR down and be able to clean under if it fits. Now it can go under anything lower than 3.86 inches and glide under those cabinets to clean everything under there. And here it's able to avoid the cord without any problems. It has now finished the room. Love the lines on the ground. Let's see if there's any hair left over. Oh, there it remembered that it needed to lift up for this threshold because it's shown in the app. So it decided there isn't anything there and it's just gonna proceed forward. So first taking a look in here, a ton of dust and dirt that it found. See, we can pull this all the way open and see how much is in there. Now we are vacuuming this room regularly, so that's crazy. It's able to get so much more dirt there. Now this room does have a good amount of hair. Nothing is caught here. And then diving in further, there you can see again, nothing is on the roller brush. That works excellent.
Start auto empty. Start charging.
It's time for a full AquaRoll mopping cleaning. We have a large area to clean up here. A lot of dust, a lot of things on the floor. We cleaned some pumpkins, so we got some mess on the floor that needs to clean up. So we're gonna go ahead and do the full deep cleaning in here. Okay, Dreamy, clean the kitchen.
Okay, start to clean the kitchen. Make sure the door is open.
So why is there a dual brush? Well, one of them is for hard floor brush. So the bristles can get deep into the different crevices here and get every nook and cranny. And then here we have the carpet brush, which is more soft, and the rubber fins gently glide on the carpet, where you have the other brush that's able to pull in the pet hair from the carpet without damaging the floor. And here is a closer look at the roller extend. So as it goes under the cabinets or next to different objects, it's going to push out that roller so that we can get as close as it can to the edge of the wall for the best cleaning. And it is able to fly through this floor with that Aqua roller. I love how big it is, and it's able to quickly get through the floor. Looking here in the app, you can see all the different options we have for adjustment. You can do moist, you can do wet or slightly dry. So this has 9 to 11 newtons of pressure depending on what you like to choose. So the more pressure, the more power it's going to take, but it's going to be a better cleaning. And then down here you have different routes you can choose as well. And then you can set how often it's going to exchange the roller water and go clean it. So here we have it set to 20 meters squared, and you can adjust that all the way up to 35, or then you could have it set to every 10, it's going to go back. And now that I've changed that, I think it needs to go back to wash the roller pad. And in no time, it has completed the kitchen area. This looks so much better. First it did the vacuuming, then it did the mopping. You could have them go together. I set them separate, but now the floor is much better. And as you can see, the entire home is much cleaner than when we started. Thank you, Dreamy, for the help today. And taking a look here, you can see how much water we used today for the cleaning. Did a great job. And then here is all our dirty water. Now, if you don't want to continually empty and fill up the water, you do have the optional hookup where you can have this tie into your water line, so it will automatically refill the water, which is a great option so that this is very hands-free. Now, not only do you have the solution for pet odor, but this also has Pet Friendly Care 4.0. So this is a fun, interactive way in which you can utilize the Aqua10 Ultra to help see your pet. So here you have the option to have pet voice interaction, so you can talk with them while you're away. You also have this pet finding and pet snap. So it's gonna be able to find the pet and take a photo of them just for you, which is really cool. And then you have this pet activity zone. So keep your pet's area always clean and hygienic by generating pet activity hotspots based on your pet's usual movement. So I think that's a really fun way to use the robot vacuum and mop to be able to interact with your pet throughout the day, creating your own little pet vlog of what they're doing. Now back at the all-in-one Powerdock, it's taking care of all the other dirty work. Again, we just have to come in here and empty this out after the cleaning, and just takes a few minutes to do that and fill it up, and then it will be ready to go for next time. Right now it's drying the dustbin here as well as the Ultra Roller so that it is ready for next time. Now, a few other things here at the dock is it does support Matter. So you can connect this to whatever smart home platform you are using, as well as it has its own built-in voice assistant. So all I need to say is, okay, Dreamy, start cleaning. And then it would automatically go out and clean. You can have it dock, you can have it clean specific rooms. So cool that you have all that built in. Now, after just one deep cleaning, the house is looking so much better. Every room is now much more cleaner because it did all the dirty work and all I had to do was pick up the leftovers. So having a robot vacuum and mop really helped me save the day, getting the house clean in no time. Now, a few other things I love about the Dreame Aqua10 Ultra Roller was the auto sill roller guard. I couldn't believe that once it went over onto the carpet, it automatically pulled that guard over, protecting the carpet from the wet mop. Now, it does rise up about 14 millimeters and then covers it up, and many other robot vacuum mops say that they raise up and then it's not gonna touch the ground, but it's pretty much touching the ground. And as soon as the carpet gets wet, that's when dirt starts to collect, because somebody comes in with a dirty shoe, it then takes all the dirt right off, and it's gonna make your carpet so much more dirty. So having that totally covered is probably the best invention I've seen to be able to go and cover that up. Doesn't have to come back here, drop its pads or anything like that. Really, really cool. Now, I love the ProLeap technology, how it could go up the threshold, lifting up its chassis. It's so fun to see how that lifts up so high and then goes over. And then I love the DuoBrush that it has on the bottom, being able to see how that is able to clean. No hair got tangled on there, and then it really filled up that dustbin with that 30,000 Pascal of suction power. Was incredible. Really, this might be the deepest clean I have in the home. So if you're ready to get some help around the house that will actually do what you ask it to do, check out the link down in the description below to pick up your own Dreame Aqua10 Ultra Roller today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.